cup or water or a glass of wine.
Hello, gorgeous people. Hello, hello, hello. All right, let's just check who's on, where we're at. And yes, we're live. Okay, cool. Hey, everyone, and welcome to Thursday training. Nice to see you guys. I'm just popping you up so that I can see all of your comments. And I'm checking in so that we can make sure that I answer any questions. So what we're currently doing today, and that's why we've started just 5 minutes early, is because I wanted to give you a behind the scenes of what it takes to actually create a big batch of video content and what it's like to do it next level. So when I was first starting in creating content, creating my own e-courses, I've got you going. Hi, Louise. Hi, Tara. What I did was I got my phone, literally got a Rode Lav microphone with a really long cord, stuck it on my shirt, and I popped it in a tripod so it didn't wiggle or wobble. And I got some really nice natural light. Now, natural light, like these beautiful windows, is really enough to start off with. But today I just wanted to show you some behind the scenes of actually creating an entire show that is going to go online and elsewhere. So here is the behind the scenes. Now have a look over here. Now this is the beautiful set behind me. Like you can see, there's all sorts of things going on in here. And then if we turn around, we're going to do a big 360. And then we've actually got the host of the show who just did a little quick cameo. And you'll have to keep an eye out because the Reno show is just about to launch, and it's what we're filming today. So as you can see, all the way around, we've got all sorts of different lighting. Now, you'll notice that some of the lights have soft boxes over the top, some are a more intense kind of lighting. And lighting in and of itself is an entirely, like it's an art form. The beauty of being able to bring somebody on board to look after it, who's hiding over here behind the scenes, hey Dan, is that they can look after all of that for you and you don't have to freak out. So see my face. Are you ready? As I'm turning around here, you can see that I've got a shadow really on one side of my face. And then behind me doesn't look all that crash hot, does it? But then if we pop the lighting in 3 different spots, then the lighting ends up going nice and smooth there. Can you see how smooth it is all over my face? Now, these are some little tips and tricks that I'm going to be putting in a new opt-in for you guys, just in case that video is the next level and the next step for you. Each different piece of content is really important to be able to hone in for your particular ideal client. Some of our clients might really love audio. It might be the quickest thing for them to just listen to you in the car, and you might want to start creating a podcast, for instance. If you are a writer, you might want to continue to write blogs, or you might want to start to write blogs. But if you are really excited about presenting, if you can really get across your message in a way where you would really like to talk to people, then this is the leverage that you can create by creating content that's on video. Now, the video isn't just utilized on places like Facebook Lives. It's also utilized in a vlog, video log, like a blog but with video. You can also then repurpose it on your YouTube channel, or you can create an entire series on YouTube just by itself. So there's a whole bunch of things that are happening behind the scenes here today, and I'm just going to give you a little walkthrough. Now, when we're working on these types of things, there is a whole bunch that goes into it. So I've shown you the setup, and so we've got the setting. We've also got the lighting. We've also got the audio. So there's going to be right behind us here is attaching of the microphones. Audio is really important because you're then going to be able to not only speak to not hear all that resonance, not be distracted by it. So the more that you've got audio on board that's really clear and crisp, the more you can then repurpose that as a podcast as well. So now, in the background here, we also have all of the other guests. So, yay, Denise is in the back there, Rowan's in the back there, and we've got a little bit of a green room happening. Oh, and we've got all the other helpers here.
Then we have wardrobe.
And then we've got wardrobe on the other side. So, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that happens behind the scenes to make sure that all of these things are looked after. If you're going to create a show, for instance, you're going to be interviewing people, you're going to be creating a vibe where you aren't the only person talking, then you're also going to have to take on board each of those people being in the scenes. So the interviews, what we got was I'm just keeping up here. What we had was a run sheet, and the run sheet basically tells you in 20-minute increments what's coming next. And the first time I created my e-course, I did the same thing. We created 20-minute increments, and it was about practice and practice and practice to nail what we were saying. So the same thing happened today, especially because for this show, we've got about 7 different interviewees, and it is, it has to happen in a time frame. The house has been, the property has been decked out for it. We've got the hair and makeup. We've got everybody in the green room. We've got lighting. We've got audio. We've got batteries that have to last a certain amount of time. It's a whole bunch of stuff that's happening just to get a high product video out to the world. So I'm just going to check in and see what questions you guys have about creating your own videos, and if you are considering going next level with it. Oh, I'll just pop you on that. Okay. I'm in a nice quiet room because they're just about to start filming, but I wanted to really show you behind the scenes before you didn't get a chance to see it. Okay, so what questions do we have? All right. Louise is listening. Tara's listening. Hi, Kristen. Alexis, Carla, Carly, Louise, Carly, Katie, and Robin. Okay, guys, if you have any questions about if video is right for you, if different ways of doing video, if your content is videoable, any of those types of things, then definitely ask me now, because it's all really, really fresh in my mind, my journey when it's come to creating video content. And you can see my YouTube channel. And I haven't taken any of my old stuff off there either. So you'll be able to see on that YouTube channel all the different things that I have done from way back in the beginning, just introducing my clinic, which is a really good way to start, to then creating mini e-courses, creating little free mini e-courses about stress and fatigue, and then creating whole e-courses. I've got all of those on there. You can see the evolution of how I was doing video to what is happening now. So, Katie, you missed the first part. You missed Denise. She's in the background here as well. Costs of creating videos. Okay. So, videos can be really cheap. Like I was saying right at the beginning, you can use your phone, and that's the way that I did mine first off. You can use your phone, and then you can essentially film it, pop it on your computer. It's much easier with a Mac than it is with a PC. So your Mac might already come with iMovie. It's just a matter of popping it on there. You can also talk to Airtasker or Fiverr to get it edited, and then you can get the whole thing popped on your website and then repurposed on YouTube and elsewhere. So it can be really, really cheap to start off with. Having a microphone to amplify the audio is really important, and also knowing a little bit about lighting. So being able to have some natural light or 3 soft boxes to do that. Again, I'm going to create a little opt-in for you guys so that you can download it just for the basics of getting started. Then this type of shoot, we're talking about the cost of the location, we're talking about the cost of the videographer, and then the cost of the editing. So generally, when we're doing that type of shoot, then we're talking at least $1,000 to up to $16,000, depending on where you're shooting it. So that's per day. What's the next one? Cindy, and that's why we batch them, by the way, because of the cost. You can't just do one off the cuff if you're spending $1,000 a day on it. And that's why back to back, there's this preparation of getting a run sheet ready, getting the shots ready, getting what you're going to talk about ready. And you're doing a batch. So Denise, who you saw in the background, she did a recent blog post on how she felt that last year her batching was a little bit type A, and it was around a $16,000 shoot per day because she was actually within a television studio, and she recreated her whole lounge room in there. And when you're doing that type of shoot, you have to be doing straight up back to back. She shot 60 different videos over the space of 2.5 days. So today there is we're all doing about 4 or 5 videos each, and there is 7 of us. So it'll be a similar kind of scenario. So that's why batching is really important, because you're spending that $1,000 to $16,000 a day to do it. Okay. What else have we got? Cindy, what's been your most successful video to promote your business? Great question, Cindy. My most recent ones is obviously the ones for the Naturepreneur Club, and also for the retreat, the Naturepreneur retreat. The reason they were so successful is because I had a plan. I had a fantastic videographer. If you can find a videographer who does everything, which is what Dan does, somebody, and the woman who created mine in Bali is somebody who does audio, who does visual, who does directing, and who does the editing. They're involved in the entire process. It cuts down on the cost, as well as they just know what they're doing. It's amazing. So that would have been my most successful. The second most successful one would be from my Inspirational Health Days, the clinic that I used to have. Introducing the clinic and then introducing myself and what to expect in the first consultation at the clinic are some of the ones that have been viewed the most. Because they're on the website, they're the ones that I would send to clients in the first email, in their automated email, and I also send them to my YouTube channel through some of my other automated emails. So they would see that and they'd be able to quickly grasp what to expect and not freak out about. And they'd also be able to get a look and a feel for what it was like, rather than making stuff up in their heads. So that's probably one of the most beneficial. Katie, would you use Loom to film for a vlog? Yes, initially I would. So use Loom, USELOOM. Useloom.com is a fantastic tool that wasn't available when I was first starting to do videos. And essentially what Useloom is a Chrome plugin, and it's on your computer. And if you've got a decent computer and you've got a little bit of a setup, you can just press go and you can start talking to your peeps in that tiny little viewfinder, like I'm talking to you right now, and it will record it, high quality content, and it's available to quickly and easily share with your peeps or with your staff, or wherever you'd like. It has its own place where it is stored on the internet. So it gets a little bit tricky to then repurpose it for YouTube because you've got to download it and upload it again. But it is very quick and easy to start doing videos that way. I use Useloom for the video content that I create within the club, and those videos and some of the other things that I've been learning, we're up leveling to this style of video later on this year. So it's very exciting. Okay. Louise. I enjoy video as it's easier to communicate. Is backdrop very important? Yeah. Okay. So can you see right now that what are you looking at when you're looking at me? Right? At the moment, you can see that there's different angles going on. You can see there's an open door. And if I had a nice, clear, clean background, it'd be much easier to focus on what I've got to say, right? So your background is really important. And it also, as humans, we get this subliminal perception and judgment on somebody based on what we're looking at. And so there's a reason why there's a lot of people in videos with their library behind them of all the books. If you ever watch a video by Seth Godin, he has all his books behind him. But he's an author, so instantaneously you get this author credibility for it. When I was creating, again, go to my YouTube channel and you'll be able to see there are so many videos where I've actually got I bought a background, and a background or a backdrop is, and it's custombackdrops.com.au, just in case you're looking for it. A background is really cool because then you can hide anything behind you and you're not going to distract from your message. So it's just a sheet that's held up by a frame. And Denise uses hers at her house as well. And it can be really beneficial because then you don't have to actually worry about the background. You can just cover it with this, essentially a sheet. There are others that you can get out there, but you do need the little frame that comes with them. And then you don't have to worry about the background all the time. So great question, Louise. Who else have we got? Is it easier to go from YouTube to blog and Facebook, or from a file on your computer? Great question. Okay, is it easier to go from YouTube to blog and Facebook, or from a file on your computer? Okay, so it really depends. If you're going to, so YouTube, and I suggest all of you find a spot on YouTube, even if you are uploading audio or doing other bits and pieces on there. You don't actually have to have a video necessarily, but there is places for audios, meditations. Some of you guys might be interested in training people. You should definitely go and grab yourself your YouTube channel and your name so that nobody else has got it and they don't Google you. So YouTube is a platform very similar. It's a content platform. It's very similar to Google, and it's just for visual and audio content. So when you're uploading it, just the same as when you upload to your website, there is a time that it takes to upload it. So it generally will come from a file, either on your computer or somebody else's, from Dropbox or somewhere, and it will go up onto YouTube, and then you can repurpose it after that. You then get a link and you're able to put it, embed it in your website. You're able to get the link and share it on Facebook. You're able to get the link and send it to a transcriber for them to actually type it out, and then create a blog post from it if it's easier for you to be on camera. But if it's not easier for you to be on camera and you'd rather write. There is no right or wrong. You don't all have to do a YouTube channel. But it is, for me in particular, I find it really easy to talk to you guys like this, because I can just imagine a little you sitting in the viewfinder that I'm looking at right now, and I'm just having a conversation with you. And by doing that, I'm then able to communicate clearly, easily, and then I'm able to do exactly what I'm describing to you, give it to my wonderful and extraordinary VA, who then repurposes this content, puts it on YouTube for me, makes it into a vlog, gets it transcribed, and then we get all of the beautiful quotes that just pour out of me and I didn't even realize were pouring out of me, and we turn them into social media quotes. So if it's your thing, video is really, really powerful. So hopefully that answers your question, Louise. Jeanette, lucky you've got a son who's a videographer. He's just got to get himself back from Bali and help you, my dear. I really think it'd be a great idea for you to hop on video. Well done. Katie, YouTube seems to take ages to upload for me. Yeah, it really depends on the bandwidth. And if you've got kids like I do, YouTube is the best time to do it is when they've gone to school, because Netflix and a whole bunch of other stuff take up that same type of bandwidth. So, yeah, I hear you. Jeanette, we had to do YouTube videos of a consult treating a client for our NAT course. Fantastic. Yeah, we had one for our counselling as well. So it's an amazing opportunity for you guys to step up in ways that you might not have considered before. And hopefully this, seeing behind the scenes of how it can actually be fun, how all the little parts can actually come together, might give you a little bit of inspiration. And like I said, we'll have a little new checklist and some ideas about some of the equipment that you might want to upgrade, but you can start now. You can start with something like Use Loom or your video on your camera, or your camera on your phone, and you can start yourself. You know how easy and amazing it is in Facebook Lives. So you can do one from your clinic just to introduce people. It saves them so much time trying to understand what you do and how you do it, and get a feel for how you do it. And it can be really, really powerful. All right, if I don't have any more questions. Okay, last little one from, who did we get? Kirsten. Okay, Kirsten. Now, the next thing that happens after I talk to you guys about this type of stuff is, like Kirsten just said, but what that means, we need to step out of our comfort zone. So who here has checked out a health coach's website, Instagram, or Facebook? Now, what you'll notice about health coaches, and I can feel all the seething going on while you're watching this, what I've noticed about health coaches is they are willing to step outside their comfort zone. They are willing to be visible. They are willing to share the knowledge that they have. We are just as knowledgeable, if not more. The vast majority of us have done diplomas or degrees, which is multiple years worth of training. And in this group in particular, the Naturepreneur Hub, if you're in it, it's very likely that you have a plethora of experience in all sorts of other places as well. And that experience and that knowledge is not helpful just inside your head. It really needs to come out. And for it to come out, yeah, just like you said, Kirsten, it bumps up against your comfort zone, because at the moment, that knowledge is in here with you in this little bubble. And sometimes when you get a client, that bubble will bump up against their bubble and you can share it. Through this medium, your bubble bumps up against a lot bigger bubble to share what you know. And yeah, it is bumping up against your comfort zone, but that comfort zone is keeping you small, keeping clients away from you. It's also keeping your knowledge just to you. It's not able to be helping others, just keeping it to you. So yeah, it does feel a bit funny to get in here, and even me right now, I'm worried about the wobble. I've got you perched up at the right height so I can look at you in the eyes, but I've got a wobble on my camera. So there's still going to be that noise that happens with your brain when you start to practice this stuff. But if you show up with care and that at the forefront of your mind, you're here to help with what knowledge you do have, you can contribute to the conversation that's happening in a way that you couldn't contribute before. And yes, it's going to bump up against your comfort zone. And yes, it's going to feel a bit wobbly. And yes, it's going to feel like a stretch. And when it feels like that, you got to lean into it. And when you lean into it, growth happens, expansion happens, and somebody else learns something that they didn't know because it was trapped inside your head before. So my invitation to you is, if this resonates with you as a medium for you to share on, practice, show up, share something. Don't wait until you've got the perfect conditions. Don't wait until you've saved $1,000 to $16,000 to do a day like this. Don't wait until you've got that special microphone. The simplest thing you could do is press go on the go live button on your Facebook Live. The next thing could be useloom.com. The next thing could be the next thing. But whatever it is, do it. Don't hide behind when conditions are perfect, or when you're going to feel better about it, or if you're going to know enough, or if you're going to be skinny enough, or if you're going to be big enough, or if you're going to have the perfect lighting, or the perfect thing to say, or the perfect transcriber, or the perfect what's that thing where your script rolls across because you haven't got an iPad where you can see all of your script. Don't worry about all that perfect stuff. You just have to show up, because that knowledge inside of you needs to get out to somebody else whose their bubble needs to expand, because you're able to step up and share your bubble with them. All right. Hopefully, I got a little rant there. Hopefully this has been beneficial. Beautiful. Awesome. Oh, I'm so glad you got that, Kirsten and Jeanette. That's so cool. All right, I'm going to go now because I've got to show up for my segment. And I am hoping that this has been beneficial. And we want an action step, people. Take the action today, whatever it is for you. If your first action step is to do a Facebook Live on your business page, do it. If your first action step is to go and check out useloom and press the go button, do it. If your next action step that you know of is to create a video to introduce people to your clinic or to yourself or to naturopathy, I dare you to do it. And then I dare you to share it in the Naturepreneur Hub so that we can celebrate with you the highs and the lows, because it's never, ever going to be perfect. It's never, ever going to be the right time, the right place, the right this or the right that. But you got to lean into it and give it a crack. All right. I'm looking forward to stepping up this year as well and creating some more videos just like we're creating today, and sharing them with you and celebrating with you just the same. All right, have an amazing day, and I hope that this has been really helpful enough that it inspires you to take action, because that's where the goods are at. All right, I will catch you guys later.